أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونستعينه ونتوكل عليه إنه خير ناصر ومعين ثم الصلاة والسلام على خير خلقه وأشرف أنبيائه ورسله أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين وأصحابه الخيرة المنتجبين. The topic of our discussion is Imam Hussein in Quran. Imam Hussein alayhi salam is a part of the long struggle between haqq and batil during history of mankind. If somebody asks me which one is the most important ayah in Quran, I will tell you it is verse 71 of chapter 17, chapter Isra, when Allah says, يَوْمَ نَدْعُ كُلُّ أُنَاسٍ بِإِمَامِهِمْ, the day that we invite all human beings in that amazing day to stand and to line up behind their imams. So there is a notion of saying sometimes in the mimbars that you hear a lot about this fact, which they say the first question in the Day of Judgment is about prayer. But no. According to the text of Quran and this verse 71 of chapter 17, chapter Isra, the first question in the Day of Judgment is not going to be about prayer. In fact, it is about leadership, about imamat. Because Allah doesn't say, as the first question in this ayah, who prayed, who didn't? Those who pray, go this side. Those who didn't pray, they must go to this side. No. He actually said, lined up behind your imams. It means the first question is about leadership. Who is your imam? Go and line up behind him. That is the first question, leadership, imamat. And that has to be like that, because in every society, the first question is about imamat, about leadership. Who is going to be the next president? That is the main question. The most important event of every single country is the day of election. The D-Day for any country in the world is a day of election when they choose the next president. So the main issue in all societies, who is ruling, who is going to be the ruling party, who is going to have the power, who is the imam, who is the leader. And amazingly, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala considers this the first question of mankind. And the first question in the Day of Judgment is going to be also asked about the most important matter in the world. Who was ruling? Who was leading? So, according to Quran, there is only two lines in the entire globe from beginning of mankind up to the end. When in the Day of Judgment the people gathers to be judged, the first question is the leadership. And there is only two lines to line up behind. There is no third line. So, in the Day of Judgment, either you should be in line A or line B. There is no third line to say, no, sorry, in dunya, I was not pro-Hussein and I was not pro-Yazid. I was not pro-Khomeini or Shah. I was not pro Khamenei or Israel. I was not pro this and that. So, oh God, send me to somewhere in middle. There is no such middle place. The book of your action is going to be either given into your right hand or to your left. You can't say to God, oh, give it to me, I will hold it by my teeth. Or between my legs. No, there is no way. It's either left or either Ashab al-Yamin or Ashab al-Yasar. And the final destination also in the Day of Judgment is either to paradise or hell. No third place. So if you are a person who deserves paradise, you go to paradise. And if you don't go to paradise, there is only one more place to go. There is no, third option. That, oh God, don't take me to that very hot place. No, I want to go to somewhere in the middle. There is no such a middle place. There is a famous saying by George W. Bush when he was standing on the ship after the capturing Iraq. And in that lecture, which became famous in the world, he says, in war on terror, either you are with us, or if you are not with us, you are going to be with our enemy, even if you are not fight with them against us. This is not George W.'s word. This is the words of Imam Hussein alayhi salam in Karbala. The first person who talked like this was not Bush, it was Imam Hussein in Karbala who said, in war against oppression, in this journey that I have against oppression of Yazid, either you are with us, then happy you. And if you are not with us, you are going to be against us, even if you are not fighting in that army of Yazid. In other words, either you are a Husseini, and if you are not a Husseini, you are going to be Yazidi. Because even being a Zainabi is like Husseini. If you are not Husseini or Zainabi, definitely there is only one way. You are going to be Yazidi. Even if you don't fight against Hussein, even if you don't shout against Hussein, even if you don't send arrows to Hussein camp, you are going to be considered a Yazidi in the Day of Judgment if you don't support Hussein and if you don't register your name under Hussein and if you cannot line up behind Hussein, then there is only one other night to join. It's like two football teams. The two football teams, the players change. The captains can change. The playground can change. The stadiums are going to change. The time may change. But the only thing which is not going to change is the aim and objectives of the teams. Everyone who goes into the stadiums to see and watch a match, they are either the supporter of Team A or Team B. You can't find even one person in the entire stadium which doesn't have a flag or he doesn't love one of the two teams. The only one in the whole stadium who is neutral is one person. And that is the judge. That is the referee. The rest, everyone is either A or B. Either shout for Team A or shout for Team B. There is no such person to be happy whenever a goal goes into the net. No. When the net goes, when the net receives goals, some people in this ground are happy and some people are sad. It's the story of haq and batil. Players change, but the aim and objectives of the teams are going to stay alive. It is possible for you to have a match this year, and in the next 60 years you don't have no match, all of the people of the team, all of the players, the referees, the judges, the trainers, the captain, all died. No one is alive anymore. The whole team changed in both sides, but they say, we are going to fight today to take the revenge of the goal which we received 60 years ago. The aim and objective remain alive, but the players always change. This is the story of Haqq and Batil. Always the players of the two teams change, but the aim and objectives of the team is going to stay alive. One day the captain is Ibrahim against Namrud. The captain of the Namrud team, of the Batil team, is Namrud, and the captain of the Haqq team is Ibrahim. One day the captain is Musa and Fir'aun. The other, it comes to the Prophet time, is Abu Jahl and the Prophet as the two head of the two team, the two captain of the two team. Comes to Imam Ali alayhi salam, Muawiyah and others, and Imam Hussein alayhi salam and Yazid. Comes to our time, it is Khomeini and Shah as the head of the two team. And the time that we are, the height of confrontation between the team of Haqq and the team of Batil. The playground is in Palestine and today in Lebanon. Haqq and Batil is fighting. What is happening today in Gaza and in Lebanon is the fight that Ibrahim and Namrud was doing that time, Musa and Fir'aun had in his time, Ali and Muawiyah was doing in his time, and Prophet and Abu Jahl was doing in his time. This is the same fight. The team changed, the directors changed, the captain changed, the playground changed, but the aim and objective of the team always is the same. Today, also, we have the same fight as the fight of Hussein, as the fight of Ali. This is the fight that if Hussein was alive today, he was going to be in the side of Palestinian, and if Abu Jahl and Yazid was alive, they were in the side of Israel. As great man, Ayatollah Shaheed Mutahari has got a famous lecture, and this lecture was done before the Islamic Revolution of Iran, before the victory of Islamic Revolution. Ayatollah Shaheed Mutahari has got a famous lecture. He says, Wallah, the Yazid of our time is Shamir. The Yazid of our time is Sharon. The Yazid of our time is Moshe Dayan. And he says, Wallah, if Rasulullah was alive today, he was in the side of Palestine. He says, Wallah, our fight in Palestine is like fighting in Karbala. Because Allah has got a team, and Shaitan also has got a team. Haqq has got a team. Batil also has got a team. These two teams has got historical conflict, which didn't start today or yesterday, and it continues this struggle. One day, the team of Haqq wins, like in the story of Musa and Fir'aun. The other day, the team of Batil can win, like in the case of Hazrat Isa alayhi salam and the enemies and the Jews. One day, in Uhud, you receive a goal, but in Badr, you will win. In Khaybar, you will win. One day in Saqifa, you receive a goal, but one day in Jamal and in the war of Nahrawan and the war of Siffin, you win. One day they kill the captain of your team, Imam Ali alayhi salam. The other day they can kill the captain of the Haqq team, Imam Hussein alayhi salam, in Karbala. But this revenge of the goal that we received in Karbala is not taken. The day that Islamic Revolution in Iran become victorious, we have actually managed to compensate one of the goals. And from that time, the wave of the victories has started. They wanted to beat us during the war between Iran and Iraq, but we emerged victorious. In Lebanon, we did manage to hit them another goal. And the same way today in Gaza, the fight is going on. The teams of Haqq and Batil, both of them are fighting. They are playing at the moment. And let us wait who is going to be the winner there. Who is going to receive goal? Who is going to beat them? And this is the confrontation which has been in the past. Haqq and Batil never stop conflicting, never stops fighting with each other. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned this ayah in Quran that يَوْمَ نَدْعُ كُلُّ أُنَاسٍ بِإِمَامِهِمْ. Let me explain about this matter a little bit more. The criteria of being in the part of Haqq is not prayer, is not fasting, it's none of all of these things. The criteria is completely something else. Being faithful to the aim and objective of the team. Being ready to sacrifice for the team. That is the main issue, the main criteria. You can be non-Muslim, but you can be in the line of Haqq. But it is possible for you to be Muslim, but in the line of Batil. It is possible for you to publish Quran, call yourself Khadimul Haramain al-Sharifain, publish 8 million Quran every year, and host the Hajis in Mecca and Medina. But you are going to be resurrected with the kuffar, with the enemies, because you are thinking about normalization of ties with the Israelis. You are in the side of Israelis. You allow Israel to come and invest in your country. And you consider them to be your friends. Muslim, carrying an Islamic name, praying, calling yourself Khadimul Haramain al-Sharifain, but in the line of kufr, in the line of batil. Resurrected in the day of judgment also with the batil camp. And it is also possible that you are not even Muslim, but in the day of judgment you will be resurrected with Hussein. Just imagine if Nelson Mandela has been given an opportunity to choose between Hussein and Yazid, and he has a full understanding of Hussein, never it happened that Nelson Mandela is going to take the side of Yazid. There is sayings of Mahatma Gandhi, the great leader of India, the father of Indian nation, who says, if I had 10 people like what Hussein had in Karbala, I was going to conquer India with those 10 people. He knows who is Hussein. So the following of the Haqq is not by religion, is not by prayers, is not by fasting. It's not that if you memorize more Quran in the line of Haqq, if you go into the masjid and stand in the first line, you are in the line of Haqq. If you pray 24 hours, if you go to this, to that, go to the first line of the Jamaat, you Hafiz of Quran, none of these things are, I've got a long beard, none are the criteria of being in Haqq. The criteria is to be ready to sacrifice in this direction. Look at what is happening in Lebanon. The Israelis are killing our Lebanese, but when the Lebanese are escaping to go to Syria, they are received by the Sunni brothers waiting for them, giving them shelters, giving them food. Furthermore, there is a church by the Christian brothers has opened for the followers of Hussein. Do you think the church who has given shelter to the followers of Imam Hussein alayhi salam from the Zahia of Beirut, they are in the line of Haqq or line of Batil? Definitely. In Karbala, we had shuhadas who were Christian. We had shuhadas who never prayed. There is shuhada who is a Sunni. So the criteria of being in the side of haq is none of these things. Haq and batil has got criteria, but none of those criteria are prayers or fasting or these things. No. Being ready to sacrifice your life for the side of haq. That is the criteria, no matter who you are. If you are ready to sacrifice your life and your time and your energy and your money and whatever you have, your reputation for the sake of haq, you will be resurrected in the side of haq in the day of judgment. Otherwise, no matter how many verses of Quran you memorize it and how many Qurans you published and what is your name, none of these things are going to be considered as a hasana for you in the day of judgment. That is one. The second issue concerning this issue of haq and batil is that haq and batil is only two-way, as I said at the beginning. There is no neutrality when it comes to haq and batil. Every single person who is a neutral person, he is in the line of batil, not in the line of haq. Neutrals are those who are responsible for killing of Imam Hussein. If the neutral person were not there, they were going to come in support of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Imam Hussein was not going to be killed. The neutrality in the world is the enemy of the haq side. All of the neutral people in the day of judgment are going to be resurrected with our enemies. Neutral people are more dangerous than those who are against the Imam of your time. You cannot stay neutral when Israelis are killing Palestinians. You cannot stay neutral when 1,000 children has been killed in Gaza. You cannot be possibly neutral when 300,000 houses has been demolished in Gaza. You cannot be neutral when they invading in one day in Lebanon and killing 589 people and making about 2,000 people one day wounded. You cannot be keeping silent when they arresting children. More than 2,000 children are in the prisons of the Israelis as we speak. The way that they torture the Palestinian, the way that even sexually abuse them, the way that they dehumanizing them, the way that they are dealing with them brutally like an animal. And they say it so specifically talking about them as human animals, the one who don't have no mercy. When these atrocities are happening across the globe, then you cannot stay neutral. Neutrality in the line of haq and batil has no meaning. That's why in the line of haq, either you are in haq, and if you are not with haq, you are in batil, even if you are not actually in that line. As soon as you remain silent about the oppression in Gaza, you are in the line of batil. As soon as you don't raise your voice against the oppression, you are in the side of haq. You are helping the Israelis by your silence, my brothers, my sisters, if you don't raise your voice. If you don't do something about this issue, you are in the line of batil. No matter if you are in Gaza, if you are in the army of IDF or not. That is not the criteria. Keeping silent will make you to be an Israeli, in other words. Then keep silent. Neutrality does not have no meaning when it comes to haq and batil, because as I said, in the day of judgment, either paradise or hell. A person who kept silent about 41,000 killing children in Gaza, in the day of judgment, God should send him where? Send him to stay with Hussein? to be next to Ali Asghar, to be sitting next to Ali alayhi salam, impossible. Such a person who keeps silent concerning 41,000 children killed, he must go next to those who has done the killing. And that's going to exactly happen. So the most important duty that we have today is taking side. The most important duty that you have today is not eating. It's not praying. It's not fasting. It's not anything else. It's not education. It's taking side to find out who is haqq and who is batil. Let me also give you another example. The story of haqq and batil is like two trains. If your aim and objective here, your final destination is, for example, Mashhad in Iran, for example, and you are in Tehran trying to go to Mashhad, there are a lot of trains which goes to different destinations, but the one train goes to Mashhad. The other trains doesn't go to Mashhad. It goes to anywhere, it doesn't make difference, but it doesn't go to Mashhad. There is only one train that you should get in. So the first question when you arrive into the train station is not which train is more luxurious, which train is more fast, which train is more luxurious, which train has got Wi-Fi, which train is faster. No. Which train is cheaper? No, those are the secondary issues. The first question is, which train goes to Mashhad? That is the first question. يَوْمَ نَدْعُ كُلُّ أُنَاسٍ بِإِمَامِهِمْ. Get me into the right train, and then leave the rest of the issue. Those are the secondary issues. It is possible for you to be in a wrong train. This train goes to Tabriz, for example, and it's very luxurious. The best food is served. It's got TV station. The rooms are only for 4 people. Maybe you can get your VIP seat there. Has got all facilities that you can think of, and he is fast. But my brothers, my sisters, this train luxuriously taking you away from the right direction, which was going to be in Mashhad. So even the goodness of this train is against you. Here we understand why the people of haqq, whatever they do, it will be considered, and the people of batil, whatever they do, it will not be even considered. As in the day of judgment, only the questions will be directed to the people of haqq, because people of batil, without any questions, they will go to hell. What question you want to ask about somebody who is in the wrong train? What you want to praise him for having a fast train, for having a luxurious room, for having a TV, for having a Wi-Fi? All of these are at the service of you being taken away from the right direction. These are all against you. So even your goodness tends to be a bad thing. But if you are in the line of haqq, and if you are in the right direction, no matter what happens, finally this train will take you to the right direction, to the right destination. You will arrive in Mashhad by hooks or by crooks. You will reach there. You will reach there, and this is the right direction. Even if in this train a murder happens, even if this train is not fast, even if this train is not fast, even if it gets probably some problem during the road, get breakdown, for example, even if the room that you have is cold, even if it doesn't have TV, if it doesn't have Wi-Fi or food, but this train is going to Mashhad. And if you are in this one train, you are there. If you are not in this one train. No matter in which train you are in the wrong train. Because the train which goes to the right destination is only one. The whole effort of me and you should be to choose that right train and be inside the right train. Today, before you sleep, choose the train which is going to take you to the right bus. Because if you are in the wrong train, your life is going to be haba'an mansura. But if you are in the right train, tuba lak, and congratulations. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلب.